Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing a sketchbook tour. I have been working in the sketchbook for a few years now. It is not perfect. Some of the parts are actually kind of ugly, but that's okay. That's kind of the point of a sketchbook. It's not really until the end of the sketchbook where I actually start making like really aesthetic spreads. But yeah, just a reminder that you don't ever have to show your sketchbook to anybody, and it's also okay if there are parts that look not so good. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so this is the first page. I did this in acrylic. I'm trying not to make it to where it's not glaring. I got really scared because this is a moleskine sketchbook, and for my very first page I was like, it has to look perfect, which it doesn't, but that's just kind of like what I had it in my mind. And I actually ended up turning this into a print. But yeah, I did this in acrylic. I think it was a mixture of acrylic inks and heavy body acrylics. Okay, so I did the blob challenge with this, where you take a marker and you just make a random blob, and from that blob you try to see like an object or a human or something like that. So yeah, I really like what I was able to find in these blobs. I like this dude especially. It looks like he's definitely up to something. Yeah, and also the disgruntled chicken person in a bathrobe. I started this doing some like gouache. I think this was in gouache. I started it, I hated it, and then I came back to it and I added some like little ink details. There's going to be like a lot of unfinished pages, but it's fine. I just kind of accepted it. I ended up putting gesso on these two pages because I wanted to do oil. Again, I ended up not doing this page, and this one is just unfinished. I really have nothing else to say about that. Another one, this, I don't know what this is, some type of just interdimensional orange. I was going to do like different like ecosystems or whatever, but that didn't work out. I was trying to do like a little freehand drawing without doing pencil first. I think that's what I did with the tube. I was really unhappy with it, so I said, holy shit, this tube is terrible. Yeah, I was looking at the sketchbook and I was like, this is not off to a great start, but it's fine. It's completely fine. This is from a pose that I got from quickposes.com. And this is just a little pencil sketch I did when I was hiking, when I was out hiking with my brother. Just some other like mushrooms and stuff like that. I was just experimenting with textures and whatnot. I'm really inspired by like fungus textures, and I also think that mold looks really cool. This girl, I don't know, she kind of reminds me of one of the characters from Totally Spies. That's not what I was trying to do, but that's kind of how it turned out. I think it's the red hair and like the green with the flowers. This is another pose I think I got from Quick Poses. This is something that I just drew from memory, but I never finished it. I think this is another one from, it was either from Quick Poses or Line of Action. I like both of those websites for poses and stuff. This was something that I drew from memory. You'll probably see in this book there's going to be a lot of like stars because I just kind of want to like censor some things just to be sure. This was done in acrylic ink, and also I think heavier body acrylics done on top, and this was done in acrylic, or this was done in colored pencil. This was also done in graphite and colored pencil. This one I think I did like a wash of acrylic ink, and the rest was done in colored pencil. So I quite like her. She's really fun. And this little house dude holding a broom or a mop. I don't know. I really don't know. Some more acrylic things. This is when I got my Holbein gouache, so I started kind of experimenting with that. So yeah, I really like how this mask turned out. This is a little Mothman thumbnail sketch because I kind of wanted to think of something to do for Halloween. So it's a Mothman in front of a cauldron. Some little colored pencil, like wings. This, I ended up transferring this to make like a full-blown painting out of it, but I ended up hating it, and it's kind of somewhere like shoved in a corner. Here's another sketch. Maybe I can like flip it over. Yeah, I really don't know. This was when I was trying to draw figures from my imagination, so I was like practicing and stuff, and I don't think I used a reference photo for this one. Now, all of these I got from lineofaction.com. It's a really great website if you want to practice figures, hands, feet, faces. They even have animals. Yeah. This was a face that I got from that website, but I ended up just kind of adding some like different mushrooms and stuff. And I did this in graphite, but I think for the darkest areas I actually used black colored pencil. This is also done in pencil. I got a new like calligraphy pen, so I was kind of testing it out. And this was after reading some of the Anatomy Essentials magazine. I actually mentioned it in my favorite art books video, but I love this book so much. And this is also just kind of like a paragraph on, I think it was an episode that I was listening to. The podcast was called Lore, so I was just kind of listening to it, and I heard some really cool stuff. So I decided to write it down while I was sketching because I was like, oh, this is really cool. I don't want to forget that. But yeah, you can see that I was kind of like drawing what they had in the magazine, like how the trap muscles kind of create like a coat hanger look over the shoulders. And I was like, wow, you know, that's pretty cool. And also the breasts kind of mimic a type of like comma shape. Once you get those things down, it makes it a lot easier to actually understand parts of the body and why they look the way they look. This is just done in colored pencil and stuff. I think I was just trying to fill this space. So I actually came back to this page and tried to fill it. This is a very wonky head. There's already things in this head that I would change because it's wonky. This was done in gouache, these, and then this was just graphite. I was kind of like starting to play with like textures and whatnot. This was also done in gouache, and then these, of course, are in pencil. I don't know what's happening here, but I kind of wanted to draw like a ball of eyeballs and then some teeth. I think teeth are really cool. This was me kind of planning out, these two right here, I was kind of planning out what I wanted to do for my thank you cards. I was either going to do some type of fairy, but I ended up going with the possum holding the mushroom. I also transferred this onto a panel to make a painting out of it, but then I hated it, so I just kind of like, it's somewhere. So I don't waste them. I usually put gesso over them and kind of repurpose them, so. This was me, I was going through a phase where like I wanted to make a doll, so I was just kind of like planning that out, but that was very short-lived. I got a stamp for like my packaging, so I was kind of like trying it out. This, I got this from a reference photo on Pinterest. I'll try to leave the photographer somewhere on the screen or in the description or whatever, but I saw this and I thought they were so beautiful. And I did this in colored pencil, Prismacolors to be specific. Social media is draining. Yeah, this just kind of like how I felt that day. This is also a photo that I got from Pinterest. I thought it was really creepy. Some tulips. I think I got this photo from either Pixabay or Pexels. This was also a photo from Pinterest. This is just done in ink, just random like little scribbles. I really like how this tree turned out. Just some pencils and whatnot. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't actually go back and like ink it or like do more to it. But yeah, just a snail on like a little crystal ball. And then some more things. I think you can actually see the nips through the sticky note. I ended up turning this into a painting. This, I don't know what that is. And here is just some like Halloween brainstorming. I was kind of like figuring out like, okay, what do I want to include in my shop update? I actually ended up turning this into a painting, my little Rotten Guts pumpkin. And here's some other like thumbnail sketches. I like to work on a lot of like round wooden plaques. And also just some like more planning. This is actually like the first page in the sketchbook that I'm actually really proud of. I think this was just also some more Halloween planning. Like, okay, do I want to do jewelries, boxes? I ended up not doing any of that, but that's fine. These are just some sketches from the movie Shape of Water. Very unfinished page. There's more that I could have done with this. But I am very proud of these two that I was able to do. I think this is another pose that I got from Line of Action. This is, yeah, I don't know what this is. I like the frog though. Just some pencil sketches. A little spider dude with some spider webs up ahead. This is a drawing of the Chatterer from Hellraiser, and I ended up turning this into a painting, but I took out the fairy wings because I just didn't think it looked good, and it just didn't fit well on the canvas that I put it on. It's another sketch of a spider coming out of a girl's eye. I wanted to make it kind of like fisheye perspective. I don't quite know if I succeeded with that, but I kind of wanted to make it look like she was looking at them in the mirror and she was like trying to check out what was in her eye. Some more poses. This was also from Line of Action. This is the different versions of Krampus. I made people vote on my Instagram story which ones they like better, and this one actually won. So I ended up turning this one into 2 different ornaments for Christmas. Yeah, just some, these bobs are from the other side, but yeah, just some more sketches. This is another blob challenge. I didn't finish all of them, but my favorite is the ghost looking like it's measuring something. And I also really like the flying squirrel with the top hat. And here's a page dedicated to our cat Morty. He is very vocal, always wants food, and he's very sweet. And he always wants attention. He's like such a character. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to draw him in different styles. This is a sketch. I ended up turning this into a Valentine's Day painting. And here's another one. I think I did this in colored pencil and also a fine liner. This is the first like actual like proper spread, I would say. It's kind of glaring. Just some tea. I really like how wolves' mouths look. I think they're very interesting, and I think when like dogs are like angry or growling, it shows like so much expression, and I just love the like swooping lines and how scrunched up their faces look. It's just like it's a mood, you know. Here's just some more thumbnail sketching, just me planning for like paintings and stuff like that. So, yeah. This is probably one of my favorite spreads. Yeah, I just really like the kind of muted colors with like the black and the graphite and whatnot. Huh, I'm really, really happy about this one. This one I also really love. This was, I think, done in, I think it was done in like the Prismacolor fine liners, and then also some colored pencil. I kind of wanted to do like a black and blue theme for this one, so it looks very icy and cold. Here are two sketches I did for a tattoo design. I ended up actually combining these two, and then that ended up being the tattoo. Just a little like sketch for just some Halloween paintings. I didn't end up doing this though. Some Valentine's Day planning. I did this and I turned this into a painting, but not this one. I wanted to see what it would look like if I drew a Wendigo. So I did that, and then here is also a little creepy dude with an icicle hand. Not gonna lie, if I saw this in the middle of the night, I would cry. I would cry myself back to sleep if I saw him in the corner of my room. And here's some thumbnail sketches of my cicada and fig painting that I did as part of a collaboration with my friends Alyssa and Jasmine. And I was listening to the podcast Lore again. I love that podcast so much. But there is a episode about the Draugr, and I kind of wanted to draw my interpretation of that. I did like how he turned out, but I didn't like her positioning, so I ended up redrawing it to where it's kind of like a side profile, and then he's kind of like bending over and putting like a little trinket box next to her sleeping head. And here's some thumbnail sketches for the centipede and pomegranate piece. I think this was in acrylic ink. This was in colored pencil. I think this was in gouache. There's a little ant right there. I don't know if you can see him. Some more thumbnail sketches for a mantis and rambutan painting I did. Just some like little scribblies. I think the next few pages are just very scribbly, kind of like getting down like, okay, what do I want my next painting to be? A lot of sketches in my sketchbooks are made with the intention of turning it into a painting. So yeah, there's a lot of scribbly stuff. Just some fairies sitting around a skull, sitting on some like little treats. And here's another one with like a big mushroom. Okay, and here is the last spread. I was like, I really want to make this into a theme. I remember this was after I got COVID and I was just recovering, so I was like, I'm sick of this shit, so this is just how I felt. Yeah, I really like this little cutie. I love Furby so much. They kind of creep me out, but I feel like I love them more than they creep me out. So, yeah, that is my sketchbook. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this was a reminder for you to not be so, I don't know, perfect with your sketchbook. Like, it's fine if, like, some of the pages don't look good. So, yeah, my sketchbook's really dirty, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and feel free to leave a comment down below, maybe suggesting sketchbooks, or like, what is your favorite sketchbook? What is your favorite paper? Favorite medium to work in your sketchbook. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Thank you for watching.